Okay, so today we are going to first learn synthesis and transformation. Anyone knows what on earth is synthesis and transformation? Anyone? This section of the paper consists of 10 marks, right? That's 10 marks, but there are only 5 questions. There are 5 questions and 10 marks, which means each question is 2 marks. Synthesis means combine. Okay, combine. Combination of 2 things. Because they give you 2 sentences, they ask you to join, right? Transformation means change. But the key thing to take note is when you change, the sentence into one, you cannot change the meaning. If not, you get penalized for it. So synthesis means combination, transformation means change. At the end of the lesson, you will tell me what you have learned, okay, something new that you have learned. So pay attention. And composition for PSLE is 40 marks, right? It's 40 marks, okay? 20 marks for language, 20 marks for content. I will go through that when I go to the composition section, okay? And then this one is 10 marks. So for today, we're going to look at 15 different synthesis and transformation questions because they're very, very important. And before that, let's just explain to you what I just mentioned. Come on, change the slide. Okay, so synthesis and transformation is worth 10 marks, okay? And it's tricky because students always make careless mistakes. What kind of careless mistake? Missing words. So when they join the sentences, they miss certain words. Okay, spelling mistake, they spell certain words wrongly, or they use the wrong tense. For example, the question is in past tense, you suddenly change to a different tense. Okay, so tense is one of the mistakes that you lose marks for, spelling, as well as punctuation, where it must be a comma, full stop, these kind of things you miss. So we look at all of these things when we're doing synthesis and transformation. Welcome back, Yun Xuan. Is your audio okay? You're still lagging. It says connecting to audio. I hope your audio gets fixed. Okay, so having said that, synthesis means combine, already mentioned, okay, and then transformation means changed, all right? But the key thing is when you change, you cannot change the meaning, right? The original meaning must be the same. If the meaning changes from what the 2 sentences were given, then you lose marks. That's the only time you lose marks, okay? And of course, spelling mistake, grammar mistake, tense mistake, and all of that. Okay, so let's first start with this long thing. It's called my tense timeline. I'm going to give you 2 tenses. The first tense that I'm going to give you, let me change my pen color first. Wait. Okay, come on. Okay, I'm going to change it to the rainbow one. No, I'm going to change it to rainbow. No, I'm going to change it to gold. Okay, I changed it to gold. Okay, now I'm going to give you 1 tense. The tense that I'm going to give you is the word walk. What is the present tense of walk, everyone? Anyone? If you know the answer, you can raise your hand. Present tense of walk. No one knows? Hello, P5 already, you know. What is the present tense of walk? Seriously? Okay, present tense of walk is just walk. Right? If it's plural, is walk. If it's singular, 1 person, Liana walks. Right? So walk or walks, they are both present tense. Okay, depending on whether it's singular or plural. Right? So if it's plural, it's walk. If it's singular, it's 1 person, which means it's walks. What is the continuous tense? Meaning you're doing it now. If you're doing it now, walk becomes what? Yes, Yun Xuan?
Walking.
Very good. Give yourself a point. So it's walking. Yeah, so write down your points. Okay, later at the end, tell me how many points you have. So walking. What will the future tense be? Future will always be will.
Will walk.
Yeah, or shall, right? So will walk. Yes, you're right. Very good. Will walk. What is the past tense of walk? Yes, Aliana?
Walked.
Yes, very good. Give yourself a point. It's walked. Now, one thing the students always get confused is there's actually a tense that happens before the past tense. So past tense is not the only past tense, okay? There's something called the perfect tense, which means when 2 things happen, you want to say one thing happened before the other. For example, I had completed my homework before I went for a walk. The whole sentence is in past tense, but one thing happens first. The thing that happens first will always be accompanied by had, have, or has. And then the other thing will be in past tense, okay, which is walked. So when you use either three of these words, depending whether it's present perfect or past perfect, you will change, this one will change. Sometimes it will remain the same. Like for example, walked will remain the same. It will be have walked or has walked. The past participle remains the same. It's still walked. However, sometimes it's not. Okay, so here the perfect tense will be have walked or has walked or had walked, right? But sometimes it's different. For example, the word sing. Sing past tense is what? Anyone? What's the past tense of sing? Means you already sing finish. Yes, Yun Xuan? Yes,
Sang.
Sang, very good. What is the perfect tense of sang? Always use either this, right? So it'll be have. Is it have sang? It will be have what? Have, has, or had? Yes, Yun Xuan? Did you say sung? Did you say sung? Because your computer is lagging and your audio is lagging as well.
Yes.
If you said yes, good, give us a point. Very good. Okay, so sung. This is called, the word sung by itself is called a past participle. But if you add a have, had, or has, it becomes perfect tense. Okay, so the tense is called perfect. Okay, so you see there's a difference. This one happens, sung happens before sang. Okay, so past tense is not the only past. Okay, there is still one more in front of it, which is the perfect tense, which kids always get confused. This is very important because when you see synthesis and transformation, sometimes there is a perfect tense used, like have, has, or had. We'll look at it later. So let's now start the lesson of the first question. Okay, question 1. Now here, whenever there's N, usually the first word will always be, they will give you the word both. Both means singular or plural? Hello? Both means singular or plural? Yes, Yun Xuan?
Plural.
Very good. It means two people, right? And both will always, both, there's an N here. In front of this will be the first noun. Here will be the second noun, which means only two people's name must be here. There cannot be anything else. Okay. So both Sally and Tanya is the first part of the answer. Everybody says both Sally and Tanya, so that's fine. So far it's fine. After that, you must look at the verb because it's now the action word, right? Subject and then must be a verb. So the subject, Sally and Tanya, is plural, two people, which means the verb. This is the verb, right? The verb must be singular or plural? Yes, Aliana?
Singular.
Very good. And that as a singular, you said plural. That's two. Sally and Tanya are two people, right? Two people. So this is plural, right? Both is also plural.
Both.
Which
the answer is D.
I don't want to know the answer. I want to know that the verb tense. So the verb must be plural. So can you say likes?
No.
Because likes is for singular, one person, right? So it cannot be B because B says likes, right? It cannot be C as well because it's like, it's not in past tense because they both still like exercising. You cannot change the tense, okay? You just change the singular to plural. So the answer will be D. The answer is D, but you must always know why, okay? Because here is like. This is also like. What's the difference between the both answer? Yes. Yes, Liana?
A says parks, but
yes.
B says park.
Yes, there's only one park. We're only talking one park. So you cannot anyhow add S and cannot anyhow add word, a missing word. So A is also out. That's why you're left with D, okay? So very good. Well done. Give it a point if you have not given yourself points already. Okay, next one. Summon V. Summon V. What is the answer for question 2? Oh, wait. So slow. Okay. Okay, wait. Before this, whenever you see the word who is always followed, which means the word after who must be a verb. Cannot be anything else, okay? Must be a verb, okay? Who, something, okay? So here, everything is something, it's all verbs, right? There's nothing wrong. In front of who must be the person you're talking about, the subject. The subject. The subject is the one doing the verb, okay? The one doing the action. Verb are action words, right? So the subject here is Mr. Wong, obviously, right? So Mr. Wong, who, okay, who, you cannot, Mr. Wong must, after that, must be followed by who. Whenever there's who, that's the conjunction. If you're using that word to join, in front must be a subject. So here A is out already because Mr. Wong lives, where's the who? So D is also out, okay, where's the who? Mr. Wong must be followed by who, that's all. You need to remember, who in front is always the subject. So it's either B or C. Now the answer, who knows the answer? Is someone B? Someone B?
B.
B. Very good. Answer is B. Why is the answer not C? What is wrong with C?
Because the question has given next door.
The question has what? Next door? Oh, yes, yes. Because it's next door, but then here you say next to me, you're changing words. You cannot change words, okay? So here, also who lives, okay? You must change, yes, lives is already singular because subject is singular. So here it's lives, so that's correct. Not live, that's also a mistake kids make, okay? So the verb must be singular, lives. One more thing, these answers are not very good. Let me tell you a trick. When there's two sentences like this, you look at, I mean, the answer is correct. B is correct. There's nothing wrong. But a better answer will be this. Mr. Wong, who lives next door. Sorry. What am I writing? Mr. Wong, who is my teacher, lives next door. This will be a better answer. Okay, it will be a better answer. Why? Because who what? Who is he? He's a teacher. Is a verb, by the way. This is a to be verb. So who is still followed by a verb. Is, was, were. These are all verbs. They're called to be verbs. Okay. So this is a better answer to this question. Because why? You first tell me Mr. Wong. Who is he? My teacher. Additional information like lives next door comes at the back. So whenever you have this kind of question, the additional information, meaning the not important information, will always go to the back. So here, the more important information is the fact that he's a teacher, not the fact that he's a neighbor. The reason why I'm mentioning this to begin with is because he's a teacher and he lives next door. So you do better. I mean, it's better to write it like that, okay? Even though B is not wrong, okay? But this is a better way of structuring a sentence. Mr. Wang, who is my teacher, lives next door. Okay, good job. Give yourself a point, Someone V. And welcome to the class, Jerusha. Are you there? Yes, you are there. Okay, yes. All right. So we are actually going through the synthesis and transformation for this week. We are now at question 2. All right. So here, next question, you can ask. You can answer that question. Oh yes, please write down the number of points that you have. Do you remember the points that you collected in the first lesson, Jerusha? By any chance, do you remember? I do not know if you actually
I think it was 10.
10? Oh, you counted? Okay, no, okay, later I'll fix that. Okay, thank you. Later at the end of the lesson, tell me that, okay? Now I will add. I have to give you the code for your class, Jojo, so I need to remember that. But yes, okay, so question 3. Where is it? Okay, question 3, you can answer the question, the answer. This is where the perfect tense is very important. Remember I told you about the perfect tense? Past tense, before past tense is the perfect tense, right? So have is, whenever you have, has or had, you must change the verb to a past participle. That is why did, you don't use did, right? Do, the past tense is did. The past participle of did is, so if this is the timeline, do is present tense, right? The past is did. The perfect tense, where you use the word have, has, or had, right? Have, has, or had. In this case, the answer starts with the having, right? Have. Will follow the past participle. And the past participle of did is not did, it's done. That is why all your options is done, done, done. That is why you must change did to done, because did is past tense. Here, you're talking about a perfect tense, okay? Which happens before the past tense. This is where students always get confused. So remember that, okay? Past tense is not the only past. If it's a past before that, you use have, has, or had, you must change it to a past participle, which is having done. So that is why the answer is either B, C, or D. It cannot be A, because this is not a past participle. This is just past tense, okay? Completed is a past tense, and it also is a past participle, but there is no completed in the answer, right? You're adding a new word, so you don't want to do that. So that's why A is already out, because there's no completed in the sentence itself. So it's A is out. So you're left with B, C, or D. So it's having done something. So whenever having is the starting word of your synthesis and transformation, it is always followed by the first event. So two things are happening. Children playing outside, they did their homework. Which one is the first event? Is it children playing outside or did their homework? First event means the first thing that happens. Which one happens first? Homework or playing outside?